Hi everybody and welcome to Choco's World. My name is Choco. So today I'm gonna make this video called Choco's World, Racism in Denmark Part 2. And the reason why I make this is because a few students has contacted me on Facebook after watching my video from last year, Racism in Denmark. And shout out to Katja, Kevin, Markus and Daniel for contacting me a few days ago. And basically, they have this school project about racism in Denmark, and then I came across my video on YouTube and wanted to ask me a few questions. So here I am responding to their questions. They're in Danish, so I will try to translate it in English. So the first question is, what do you think about the Parliament's decision of deciding when you can call yourself real Danish? Okay, this is a background. The background for that is on the 9th of February, the Danish Parliament decided, not all of them, but the majority of the voters voted for that a definition had to be made of when you can call yourself Danish. And that definition was if one of your parents or both of your parents are from a non-Western country, then you are per definition not Danish. And there's been quite some few stories about that, and also previous things that some people from the government, from a specific party, argue that just because you have the Danish passport does not mean that you are Danish, or just because you are brought up here in Denmark and have Danish passport, but your parents or your parents are from a non-Western country, then you are not Danish. Then you cannot call yourself Danish. So this is what this definition was all about. And my answer to that is that this is a complete, utterly bullshit suggestion. That you cannot call yourself Danish just because you have a Danish passport or you're born up here. Then if that's not the case, then what is Danish then? Because does it mean then if you are a Danish person immigrated to America, then you're not American? That doesn't mean that you're Danish American, in my opinion. So I think that was a very terrible mistake, and they did come and apologize. That said that, oh, that's been misunderstood, and they're sad that the definition was not understood the way they wanted to be. Like, what did you expect? Okay, so the next question is, what is my definition of racism? My definition of racism is probably that if you as a group of people think that you're better because of your skin color, because of your heritage or culture or something like that, then you're a racist. You cannot tell me that you are better than me because you are from China, or because you are from America, or because you are white, pure genetic, because that's how things work. That's not how things works. And don't tell me you hate me because I'm black. That's also just a stupid thing. Hate me because you think I'm a dumb bitch, or because what I'm saying here is stupid and I have no right to say that. Yes, you can hate me for that, but just because I'm black, that's just crazy. So that's my definition of racism. And also, if you are excluded for certain jobs because you are white, or you're excluded for jobs because you are black, and that is the only reason, not because your qualifications are bad or something, but because of your color or your religious views or your sex, then that is racism as well. And then the next question, have you experienced racism? And yes, what things have you experienced? So just the video I made last year about racism in Denmark was basically about me working as a care assistant. I still do care assistant job for disabled people. And then this woman I'd worked for 5 times suddenly decided that I was no longer welcomed in her house because I was black. And that was the pure reason why. At least I got to know it in my face that it's because you're black, you're no longer welcome. So that was pure blank racism. But racism can also be very subtle. It's not like it has to be in your face. It's just like sometimes people give you these looks or give you reasons for not to be part of something. They say one thing, but you just know in the core that it's because you're black, that they don't want you to be part of it. And that's not something you just can bluntly out say, oh, you're a racist because they haven't actually said it's because of your color, but you know when it's happening, then you definitely know. It's something you can argue. You just know when it's happening. And next question is, do you think there'll be racism in the future and why? And yes, I do believe there will be racism in the future. And the reason why is because we are humans. And humans can be quite stupid sometimes when it comes to put yourself above other people for a certain reason, as color, religion, sex, and culture. So some people just do believe that because they are, let's say, white, they are entitled to certain things. And sometimes some Arab people think they are entitled to certain things because they are Arab and nobody else can be qualified for that. And that is racism as well from both sides. And that's why racism can be found in any culture and any aspect of the world. It's very, not universal, but human to be racist, sadly. Some people don't like people because they have red hair and freckles, and some people don't like, black people. Some people don't like white people because of those specific things, and that is racism. So I do believe that it will exist as long as we humans are here. Next question is, what do you think you can do as a normal person? I don't know what normal is, but as a person to stop racism. I believe what you can do is actually stop being ignorant. Ignorance is, I think, is the key to a lot of things that's happening in this world. If you don't make an effort to try to understand another culture or another person with a different skin color, person with a different sex or different orientation, or if you don't at least try to make an effort to understand them or view the world in their point of view, and you just blankly reject them because of those specific things, then you're just an idiot. And you're not better because of that. You should at least make an effort to try to get to know that person before you judge. We humans are very good at judging. I know that I judge sometimes as well, but at least I think about it. And if I judge somebody, then it's because of what they said or what they did for some reason. But it's not a good thing to judge. And another thing, I think respect, just plain respect for another human being. A cliche thing, and a lot of you have heard, is that there's only one race, that is the human race, and that is absolutely correct. If you are Native American, you are human. If you are European, you are human. If you are an Asian person, you are human. Because there's only one race, just the human race. And the quicker we get to understand it, the better. So just plainly respect for another human being and stop being ignorant and have tolerance for other cultures. Just because I don't think the same you do or I don't have the same opinion as you do does not make me less human or does not make me better human being than you. And the next question is, what can you do to stop racism? Well, again, I think in order to stop racism, you need to look at yourself and how do you treat other people. Because most of the time you get what you give and you give what you get. So if your aura is constantly saying that I'm better because, I just put me as example, if I kept saying I'm better than you because I'm black and I'm beautiful and I'm proud of it, and that's the only reason, then I'm just an idiot. Because that does not make me better. I might be black and beautiful, but that's not a reason for me to be better than you. If I, however, had a degree in science, and I hadn't argued with a person who did not know anything about science, then yes, I was better in science compared to that person who knew nothing about science. Then yes, then I'm better in that field. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a better human being. just because I know facts about science. I don't, because I don't have a degree in science, but that's just an example. Okay, then the next question is, why do you think certain people have the need to be better than other people because of their skin color? Well, I don't know, because I don't feel like that. I don't feel I'm better because I'm black. I don't feel that I'm less better than anyone because I'm black either. So the reason why some people might feel like that, I don't know, but it could be because they are insecure. They could feel that they could fear that the black people suddenly would take over, or they could fear that the Arab people suddenly would take over, or gay people will take over, or um, Muslim, the Islam will suddenly take over. I think that could be one of the reason why certain people feel that they're better in any field, and they can feel superior, because that is racism. Again, if you feel that your race is superior to someone else, yeah, it just doesn't go with me. And then the last question: how do you feel about racism being such a big issue? Well, it really doesn't matter how I feel about it, because that's not going to change anything. But I will, however, say that I think that we can come a long way by talking about it, speak about the issues, and get to the root of it. Why do we need in Denmark to define when you're Danish and when you're not Danish, or what is real Danish? What is it? Why do we need that? It's because some people in Denmark feel threatened by the globalizations, because Denmark, we cannot stay the same way. Denmark will never be the same as it was 50 years ago, or 100 years ago. We can't. We need to move forward, because the world's getting smaller. The world is coming to Denmark. The world is in Denmark. And the sooner the sooner the Danish society and politicians realize that, the quicker we can move on to the future. Because the future is that Denmark is going to be more and more globalized and more international. And I'm an international girl. Wherever I go, I feel at home. Especially when I go to London. I'm a Londoner. I love London. And I love to travel. I just love to travel. I think they should travel more and see what's outside the Danish borders, because there's a beautiful world outside Denmark as well. And I like Denmark a lot. But there's a beautiful world outside Denmark. And I believe that there will be racism as long as there's human being. And racism is everywhere on this planet. Asia, Africa, Europe, America, South and North America, everywhere. There's racism everywhere. But we need to learn and respect each other as fellow human beings, and stop being so ignorant, okay? We have opportunities to learn so much about each other and get closer instead of dividing. This thing, us against them, is not a good path to go. So, shout out to Kevin, Markus, Katja, and Daniel. Thank you so much for contacting me and finding my video on YouTube. That's really something nice. That's really yes, I did an impact, and there are some people who find me interesting. And yes, there are definitely also some negative comments and hate from my video about race in Denmark. And some people asked me to go the fuck where I came from. And I'm like, I love you too. So have a nice day, and good luck to you guys with your project. And I hope you're doing well. Ciao.